like us to be successful, to move forward politically? What
So
do
we
you
should
think would
try
be
our
the best?
best to withdraw from the tax system and reinvest that money into ourselves. A political party is not going to help us, but whatever we do, we'd have to do it as a block. So whether we're utilizing the Democrats or we're utilizing the Republicans, we do it as a block. So here's the thing. The Democrats and Republicans use us. Now we need to use them. And that can only happen as a block. I yield the floor.
So the thing is, Saint, is one, I also personally don't believe that I have to listen to people if I don't care what they have to say. However, let's go with what you said. The only reason why I brought up Bo is because you said that would he do it for you? He may do it for you. But what if it's somebody he doesn't care to listen to? Just like maybe Aisha didn't care to hear the conversation that she was hearing. Because when she spoke on the red pill thing, it wasn't just about what Cooley said. It was also what was being said prior to, where she felt like at that point, the conversation started to shift towards a space where it was, you know what I mean, pointing the finger at black women. However, the reason why I asked that was because I was saying, if Cooley did not want to hear what Bo had to say, I'm asking you, do you believe that Cooley would tell Bo, you know what? My bad.
I already answered that. I said that I've never observed Cooley to be anything other than civil. And in the particular example you're using, Aisha and I are strangers. I don't know if she has a background with Illa, but we're strangers. And I approached her in a respectful way, and she reacted in a way that was hostile. She's like, well, what you need to ask about how I'm doing? Like, that's hostile. That's not a normal thing. And I absolutely love black women. I want to see black women in great, strong marriages and create strong families. And for that to happen, black women are going to need to be coached on being more cooperative. And I think that it's our responsibility as patriarchs in a community who love them and want them protected to help with the nourishment of these traits. And that's what I was doing. I addressed her respectfully. And, I knew I wasn't going to have any significant influence, but, it's inches. But you and we disagree on that.
Yeah,
highly. We highly disagree.
Yeah, highly disagree.
Yes, sir.
Like I said, there's been some times I done heard some wild shit that women done said on these.
Like, for example, you've cursed like 30 times and I've cursed 0 times. Like those kind of things. Pardon?
What does that have to do with the person in China?
It has to do with the way we represent ourselves in terms of being respectable in front of our own people and not being unrefined. Like, for example, you were telling me that the way I communicated to the young lady was questionable, yet you've been cursing the whole time. Now, generally, when you analyze language,
in China,
you're talking while you're talking. I'm going to yield the floor.
Well, I was talking, and then you said, "Oh, for example, you're cursing right now." So, you know what I mean? Fair enough. I was talking, and then you jumped in and said, "Oh, but you're cursing."
I'll listen to you. Go ahead.
I curse all the time. I curse on this show all the goddamn time. It's what I do. Who cares? What does that have to do with the person in China? Either you rock with what I said or you don't.
I think in the spirit of what you guys are discussing, and you can see it happening right now, there's always been this illusion that we all look like we all operate the same, and that is far from true. And I think that sometimes we have multitude of personalities who will showcase the divide. There is an elevation, there's a maturation that needs to take place. That's amongst people, male and female alike. But there is hierarchy. There is people. I've said this for years. Just because we look alike don't mean we subscribe to the same thing. And that's what I think is occurring right now. It shouldn't be that deep, though. I mean, at the end of it, once we log off, but it seems to be because we want to leave
room to one person. Nobody else gives a fuck about me cussing but him.
One thing that we need to realize. I know we love getting on the internet and making money from, making black women terrible people, or women in general just terrible people, right? And I know that works for some people, and I'm cool with that. If it gets you money, great, wonderful. But I think that you all miss the experience. You miss learning how black women experience the world and how we feel. And so when you ask a black woman a question, especially if maybe she is irritated, maybe she's tired, maybe she's whatever she is, right? And if you ask a question and she doesn't perk up for you, or whatever, that's just my assumption. But whatever you would like her to do, if she does not react the way you want her to react, somehow it's a cooperation issue. Sometimes you can ask that Black woman a question and she perceives it another way. Why? Because the Black woman has a very different experience that people gloss over. Y'all don't pay it any attention. You call us victims and all of that. It is really just an experience that we have in the world. It is always being called aggressive. It is always being called problematic. It is always being called something. You got an attitude. You mad. You all of this. And so when you hear a simple question, sometimes it's very innocent. And I get that. But sometimes people are being a smart ass. And you don't know which way to come from. And I got tired of hearing this conversation about this solution in the Black community that didn't really even solve anything. So I checked out like that because I wasn't even allowed to be a part of it, mostly just because it's just a panel of people with big voices. And I'm not the type of person to just come in and be like, hey, I need to be heard. I'm going to raise my hand. And if I am not acknowledged, I don't say anything. So I'm going to check out. Now, if that had been me sitting there, checked out, and I was asked that question, I'm good. Because at that point, I'm just rested. Like, I'm good. All right? Mm-hmm. And maybe you might read that as something. So I think that there's something happening on both sides. Because one, if we have checked out, it is for a reason. Why don't you ask the reason? Because some kind of way now we're uncivilized. And I don't know that that's the claim that you were making, but that's just what I got from it. And if I'm wrong, I'm cool with being wrong. I'll admit that I'm wrong and I will apologize. I don't have any problem with that. But that's just what I got. And so we come in these spaces, we as in men, come in these spaces and we like to prescribe these things to women without even asking what their experience is. We are dismissed over and over and over again like we're playing the victim. And all we want to do is be heard, because I can guarantee you there is not a man in the world who is ever going to lead me anywhere. You couldn't lead me to the bathroom if you don't listen to me, if you don't care about my experience, if you are not willing to have a conversation with me about who I am and why I feel the way I feel. If you don't care about that, you couldn't even lead me to the bathroom. I piss on myself. Don't worry about it. So I'm just saying, point is, I want us to have conversations where we are listening to each other and sometimes admitting that sometimes we may pass each other on both sides. Not just Aisha, but the men too. So I'm not gonna be made to feel bad that I wasn't listening. I heard something about Black people need to something, and I just was like, I'm not listening to this because this is not a real solution. So that's why I checked out, and I couldn't add nothing to it. But
so let me ask you a question. You don't think that
Cooley, you got energy, boy. You got energy.
I'm sorry,
Cooley got energy.
Please get in.
My bad.
After that, I was like, Marquett, just shut up, boy. Just shut up, boy. Boy, just shut up. That's what I was thinking. I was telling myself, nigga, shut up, nigga. Ain't nothing you can say, nigga. This nigga Cooley got energy. See, Cooley,
Listen,
you be saving up energy because you ain't gonna
I know Pearl was supposed to go. I definitely.
No, I'm about to go. We don't have to take over.
Can I ask my question? But it is Miss Pearl's turn. Go ahead, Miss Pearl.
Excuse me.
I definitely want to interject after Pearl.
Excuse me. Oh, okay. We good? Thank you. All right. I want to ask.
You talk too much. You talk too
much. I haven't spoken enough. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. You don't play with me, stay with me. All right. I want to know what this is some Marquett. What are
I ain't talking no more. Bo said she didn't heard enough.
No, it was like some extra in the
I ain't about to put her to sleep out here.
What are 3 universal ideologies that you think we need to move forward with? Because I know we spoke about ideologies. If maybe not 3, can you just give me like, I want to keep it short because I'm going to drop down. So can you just give me one for right now? I would love to have more discussions about it, but if you can just give me one universal ideology, because I got 2 other questions for you. So we just start the first. Can you give me a universal ideology that we can move forward with?
It's not universal, number one, because that would like apply to all people and all things. So
no, I mean
it would
us,
have to be
us, Marquett, us as Black people. I mean us, like what we.
Oh, you're saying it should be universal to Black people? Okay, I say 2 simple things. So 1, patriarchy, male leadership. The woman needs to be obedient. I think that would solve a lot of problems. And then number 2, I got a 3-sentence Bible for you. Be yourself. Be good to yourself. Be good to good people. When you say be yourself, know what you really are as a Black human or as a woman. Be good to yourself, good health, take care of yourself, and be good to good people. Don't deal with people you consider who are not good people. Only deal with those that are vetted and verified. So that those little tastes. Okay, what else you got for me?
What are 2 forms of group economics that you think we need to establish?
I actually don't promote group economics. So what we do need to do is use family business. And that's why I talk so much about family, because that's the first economic firm. So we need family business, number 1. And then number 2, we deal with one another in commerce. So I wouldn't call that group economics because it's kind of something else. Like, for example, just quick example, one of the saints, he lives 4 hours away. He's an electrician. I paid that boy extra money to drive down here and drive back up and paid him whatever he asked because I'd rather deal with him than deal with one of the hillbillies near my plantation.
Okay, that kind of took what you would want it to look like economically. What do you think we need to do to move forward to, what do you think it will look like politically? Like us to be successful, to move forward politically. What
so we should try our best to withdraw from the tax system and reinvest that money into ourselves. A political party is not going to help us, but whatever we do, we'd have to do it as a block. So whether we're utilizing the Democrats or we're utilizing the Republicans, we do it as a block. So here's the thing. The Democrats and Republicans use us. Now we need to use them. And that can only happen as a block. I yield the floor.
Wait. So what do you think it will look like judicially then? Because that kind of extends over.
Oh, that's very important.
Categories, but
Sure. We also should try to co-locate, as I mentioned earlier, and that allows us to get into positions of power, whether it's elected or appointed. And in addition to that, we should be lobbying and utilizing the wealth we amass to exercise influence, because legal justice, none of it's fair. It's all about lobbying and influence. And that's why we have to be together.
What do you think it would look like in terms of media and digital literacy?
That's really important. So the tech education, mathematics education, and language is the most important. It should start very early. It should be hyper-focused on gainful employment. And in terms of media, this should all be highly controlled. Like, for example, I'm hosting an event in a week and a half called Saints Weekend, and all of the music is produced by us. There is no music from anyone outside, and all of the messaging is like, there's one song called "The Black Man Was First." You know, like these kinds of messages that we need to be put into prayer in our minds.
And then what do you think about schools? Do you think it would be successful if we did segregated schools, or should we move forward? This is my last question, and I had to drop down.
So segregation is what was forced upon us. So segregation is forced. So we're more so separated, meaning by choice. And I would say homeschool, except that homeschool is very expensive. So when you co-locate, then you have enough kids so that you can basically hire people to teach. So you should have the wives will be educated, like the Aisha. She might not be pleasant, but she said she had 2 degrees. I'm sure she can teach a subject. And we can also hire people, especially our mathematics, our chemistry, and the more advanced subjects. And then everyone in the community is taught by those folks. And then the kids can go to school less, because frankly, you don't need to be in school for 8 hours. It's too much.
I don't have any more. I yield the floor.
Oh, you were real pleasant. You're real pleasant. I almost feel too happy. Somebody go get Aisha to come cuss me out. Need to balance this out.